Okay, good evening to all the participants. I have the same question like I had on the first day. How is the Josh? Faculty and C-SAG team, how is the Josh? Thank you very much and welcome to this evening session of the international workshop that we are organizing. I welcome Mr. Ramadorai, Mrs. Ramadorai, Dr. Ramamurthy, Mrs. Ramamurthy, Dr. Shailesh Nayak, Shailesh Nayak, Mrs. Malini Rao, Mrs. Deepak to this meeting. And I think we'll start off. Already we have been late thanks to Bangalore traffic. You all know that Bangalore has been declared as the worst traffic city in the world today. So no surprise that we all get caught in traffic and we don't keep time, but that's very natural in Bangalore. So I just want to take a minute and sort of brief the dignitaries that are there here. We have completed 9 days of the 10-day workshop. We have 52 participants and we had almost about 65 sessions of talks, and most of them are over. Tomorrow we have 3 of them, and then tomorrow we'll have the ending of the workshop. I must tell that the workshop has gone on very well, sir. No candidate returned back. Everybody's attendance is 100%. No faculty sort of withdrew. Everybody has come and as per plan and given the talks in the sessions in that way. And I think from what I hear, the workshop has been quite well received in that sense, and you will hear some views from the participants and you will get a time to engage with them. We had the privilege of Dr. Shailesh Nayak coming and talking with us. Dr. Ramamurthy is going to talk tomorrow. So we have the best of knowledge sharing that has been made possible. I also learned from the initial feedback that we have received from all of you through our app that you have seen 65 talks and about 30% of those talks have been rated more than 90% impact index. And all the talks have been rated as more than 70% impact index, which shows that people are interested and all of you are interested. And the fact that all of you have paid 25,000 rupees to come itself is a signal that, this technology is very important. It's important for you, it's important for us because we want to share the technology that we are having here. So to that extent, this is a very nice feeling that we have, that we are on the 9th day and coming to the end of this workshop. It has gone on pretty well without any hiccups, no major issues, except some cloud issues were always there, and of course Bangalore traffic was always a problem. So I don't have much to say now, and I'll request Mr. Ramadorai to come and address us and give his views and the vision that he has as part of this activity. Sir.
First of all, my sincere apologies for coming late, whether it's the Bangalore traffic or anything. We all feel coming from Bombay, there's no excuse for coming late. We should have probably planned another half an hour extra or 45 minutes extra to make it happen. But you always learn from an experience like this, so the next time if I'm invited, I'll promise you that I'll be before time. Dr. Shailesh Nayak, Director NIAS, Dr. Ramamurthy, Dr. Mukund Rao, Chief Executive Center for Spatial Analytics and Advanced GIS, NIAS, distinguished guests, participants of the workshop, domain experts and friends from Indian Institute of Science, a very good evening to all of you. I think if you look at the global geospatial solutions market, it's one of the most exciting ones, which is projected to reach about $502 billion by 2024, where it stood at about $239 billion in 2019. Essentially, it is growing at a compounded annual growth rate of 13.2%. I think the development of the geographical information system industry is because of the incorporation of new and upcoming technologies, which you all know, namely the data analytics, the 3D, augmented reality and virtual reality in GIS systems. I think the AI, automation, cloud, Internet of Things and miniaturization of sensors are expected to be the catalyst which is driving this development and the growth which we talk about. I think the Earth observation segment is expected to be the largest contributor to the geospatial solutions market. By technology, and the software segment is expected to be the fastest growing market both during the same forecast period. I think C-SAG, as you all by now, through the workshop, through what it is doing, there has been a very, very unique model created by NIAS and Tata Trusts. I think you'll be aware that NIAS was founded by J.R.D. Tata way back in the mid-1980s, and he envisaged the need for a slim and nimble advanced research institutions which undertake thought leadership and innovation research in multidisciplinary areas. The key point which he made repeatedly was multidisciplinary, must address national issues, some of the global issues which have a relevance for our country, and a lot of young researchers we must encourage to participate in this journey. And we are trying to keep the vision of the original founder through the leadership where you see here, or through some of them who must have addressed you. I think over the years, NIAS has also involved in numerous experts cutting across various disciplines. They have brought a very high level of intellect to bear on the advanced research areas. In the last 8 to 10 years, one such knowledge area NIAS has been working on is related to the field of space Earth observation and geographical information systems. And they have also undertaken many techno-policy research and studies, essentially for GIS policy, GIS standards, unmanned aerial systems, space technology and Earth observation. And we have brought out a number of reports on the same topics. And as you might have heard, one of the goals of C-SAG is also to further the knowledge and capabilities in spatial analytics. With 2 years of massive data collected, analyzed, experimented upon in agri-GIS, in the development in big data, it's essentially time to share the knowledge of spatial analytics with a wide cross-section of experts in India and bring focus on this important technology and the applications area for national benefit. I think to that extent this workshop has served an important purpose of C-SAG, and I gather this is the first of its kind of workshops in India. Again, compliments to Dr. Mukundra, Dr. Shailesh Nayak and the entire team for making this happen. I think I'm also happy that the C-SAG as an association of International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore, for jointly organizing the workshop. I think IIIT is what? International or Indian Institute of Information Technology? It's international. I'm also happy to see the association of S3, TCS, Google, Weather Channel and Sky Map who are also contributing to this workshop. Again, compliments, and we thank them sincerely. Just like Dr. Mukundra mentioned, I learned that the last 9 days have been quite an experience for all the delegates who are part of the various workshops. The networking with expert speakers on various spatial analytics and deep learning topics must have been rewarding and enriching, I'm sure. I'm informed that of the 70 hours of workshop time extended over 10 days, you have had 37 class sessions, 15 hands-on sessions and an interesting field session too. Dr. Mukundra informs me that C-SAG will be publishing a compendium of key papers presented as a book on spatial analytics and deep learning in GIS. And the C-SAG publication will be a very good treatise of spatial analytics and deep learning in GIS, covering some of the most interesting topics, making it the first of its kind. I'm looking forward to that compendium. Also learned that C-SAG is preparing digital multimedia material of all the tasks that will be uploaded to a C-SAG video channel online, so that a wide cross section of users will have access to the same. I think dissemination of information is absolutely critical. And I'm sure that these workshops activities will fortify C-SAG as a knowledge institution in the field of spatial analytics and GIS, and also contribute to the overall goal of knowledge building in these important disciplines. I think that's what NIAS founder wanted, Mr. J.R.D. Tata. Creation of knowledge for dissemination across, and being the first one, it makes us all very proud. And you being a part of this workshop is absolutely timely and very rewarding. I'm sure you'll carry back very fond memories of this whole thing. The way it has been put together more by participation from all of you rather than a one-way dissemination. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank and congratulate each and every one of you. Officially, as you are the first batch to have provided your valuable experiences, you have provided your valuable experiences to C-SAG. Also want to thank the expert faculty for their active participation and involvement, and the C-SAG team under Dr. Mukund Rao certainly deserves credit and appreciation for the immaculate planning and organization of this first workshop. I'm sure Tata Trusts will continue to extend their unstinted support to C-SAG as it works towards creating intellectual property and knowledge assets using spatial analytics and advanced GIS techniques for a wide range of societal and governance issues. So thank you, Tata Trust, and I'm sure they will look at this as an amazing contribution in the area of knowledge creation in GIS and spatial analytics. And it has been indeed a pleasure for me to keep hearing about it and be with all of you this evening, even though for a very short while. But I would like to take this opportunity to again wish you all the very best for making this contribution and for conducting this workshop, Dr. Mukund Rao and the whole team. And NIAS and the nation and Tata Trusts are indeed very proud of this whole initiative. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much, sir. There is always we derive encouragement and motivation from you. I think the spirit of what you have told us will drive us subsequently, and we'll work with Tata Trust and get to address the various issues that the center is addressing. Thank you very much for that message. We have with us representative of Tata Trust, and they're watching what is happening here. They've been watching what happened in the last 10 days, and they've been watching what happened in C-SAG for the last 2 years. We have Mr. Pavitra Kumar, the Chief Program Director of Tata Trust, and Mr. Madhusudan Rao, the lead of nutrition in Tata Trust, and GC Sreeram, advisor IT, Tata Trust. So I think we would like to hear from them and see what they look at this activity of C-SAG and what is their feeling about this workshop. So I'll request Mr. Pavitra Kumar and your team, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and especially Ramadorai sir and Dr. Mukund Rao and the Director NIAS and other distinguished guests on this today's evening. It's a great privilege to associate one of the budding kind of institute that is coming up in the coming days. This kind of institute is going to play a vital role in the country's geostationary kind of a platform that we feel trust side. As you are aware, many of you may not be aware what is Tata Trust. Just 2 minutes I'll spend some time to make you aware. Many of you might be aware, Tatas are famous for the pin to plane kind of atmosphere, environment where many things have been developed. And the major flagship company TCS has been headed by our Ramadorai sir, and it was a privilege for many of our Indians. The importance of the software has gone up because of the TCS in the country. And coming to the trust side, in 1892, our founders established this trust to start a kind of bring a difference in the quality of life of the communities. Across the nation, we are pre-independence that time. Nobody thought about philanthropy. Now many organizations are there who are working on the philanthropy, but the founders that time thought philanthropy which caters to the nation building. So in towards that end, the trusts have established many nationally recognized bodies like the Indian Institute of Science, TIFR, Tata Memorial Cancer Hospital, TMC, many institutes to name TIS also is one of them. So in the process of creation, these institutes, these are all real temples of or the for the country. So these institutes are going to build knowledge hubs for the younger generations, so that they can come forward and learn and create a lot of knowledge wealth for the country. And that through this kind of a wealth of knowledge, the country can develop in the coming days. So that kind of a intention and vision, the founders have started the trust. And of late, because the trust looks to be plural, there are around more than nearly 14 trusts are there. These trusts have come together lately when Mr. Tata took over as a chairman. So he brought all the trusts together and made an integrated effort in converting small projects into a bigger kind of impact. So we started associating with the government of India and respective state governments in bringing different kind of major projects to undertake and establish a proof of concept, and through that proof of concept we want to scale it up across the country. So we work in multiple themes, name it healthcare, nutrition, rural upliftment of poverty, urban poverty alleviation, arts and culture, name it, any thing that comes under the below the sky, trusts are supporting. Sorry, trusts undertake whatever that kind of input that is required for the upliftment of the community's welfare. Always they are there, whether you call it as individual grants for the education side, or you look at the healthcare individual support, or you look at the building a nation required institutes, hospitals, or name it educational institutes, anything, we are there in every field. So these are all possible only with the kind of a vision and mission that the founders envisaged for this kind of a nation. So I am proud to be part of that kind of a institute, and I am also proud to be part of NIAS. So we are already started working and piloting the technology what NIAS is doing it at present. We had an opportunity how the technology, if we bring it to the masses, rural farmers, there are bigger enterprise farmers are available. They can indulge into different kind of technologies and try to bring margins to their kitty. But the smaller and marginal farmers, they are the ones who are not having the privilege to have this kind of technology. So when we invest this kind of technology in their development, then automatically we pilot it, and that pilot once gets accepted by the marginal farmer, then it can be scaled up and can be used everywhere across the country. And many farmers are there who want or who are in need of this kind of a technology. And definitely institutes like NIAS are going to contribute to the nation building in this respect. And once again, I'm thankful for giving this opportunity and working as a partner with your organization. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Warm greetings from Tata Trusts to everyone, all the participants who have spent the time for the last 10 days with C-SAG. I am very happy to be here, part of this August gathering, which was organized by C-SAG and then Tata Trusts. We have made a video which we want to dedicate on this the August gathering occasion, which was actually as part of its documentation. Tata Trusts does this kind of video documentation for others to upload, and then they can see in the where our website or even grantees websites. So I am really happy to request the video to be played and dedicate on this day.
Tata Trusts, supporting advanced technology knowledge and applications. The story of C-SAG. National Institute of Advanced Studies, NIAS, was conceived and founded in 1988 by the late Mr. J.R.D. Tata, who sought to create an institution to conduct advanced multidisciplinary research. The objective of NIAS is to nurture a broad base of scholars, managers and leaders who would respond to the complex challenges that face contemporary India and global society with insight, sensitivity, confidence and dedication. In India, the vexing question that is still being asked: does GIS technology really benefit the grassroots level of society? And is it operationally used in the day-to-day governance process in a sustained manner? In spite of fairly wide usage of satellite images and GIS in many projects, the full potential of GIS as a tool for governance and decision support has not been exploited by planners, stakeholders for governance process, decision makers, citizens and many others. While the GIS projects till now have certainly been successful to repeatedly demonstrate and establish usefulness of GIS applications, they have just remained in a project mode activity. Thus, one major change that is required is to bring spatial technology and GIS into the day-to-day process of governance and decision-making. To address the key gap that has emerged over the years, India has not many institutions that engage in front-ranking GIS technology and applications development. This gap gave way for NIAS to establish and operate a state-of-the-art center for spatial analysis and advanced GIS, C-SAG. C-SAG is an independent entity under the NIAS Council of Management for building deep knowledge capabilities and demonstrating impacting societal benefits in the field of spatial analytics and GIS.
Sir, Dorothy Tata Trust funded the creation of a Center of Excellence because in India nothing of this kind exists. The vision is to create the intellectual assets and also advance the understanding of the spatial analytics and create the necessary framework for supporting a number of social initiatives. There are a number of international advisors who make up the advisory board who guide the creation of the center, review of the center's functioning, and the application of the intellectual assets in the fields of agriculture, in health, in urban planning, smart cities, etc., which is the vision of our government also. The interdisciplinary nature of the research and the demonstration of that on the ground with the various states with which we work is the most critical element of this functioning.
Tata Trusts has supported the setup and development of C-SAG to develop agri-GIS with an aim to make an impact to the quality of life of farmers. The ultimate aim is to help enhance productivity and incomes of farmers by applying spatial analytics and GIS.
The spatial analytics and GIS are very important in the development of the various developmental activities of India. Essentially because we are dealing with a large amount of data on different natural resources, environment, and as well as the atmosphere and many other things, which needs to be integrated for creating certain decision support system for specific applications.
The big idea of agri-GIS is to ensure that the farming community benefits from a digest of information for their plots in form of real-time crop advisories that helps them to optimize crop production and better incomes. This has been made possible with the usage of advanced technology inputs in real time, satellite images, map forecasts, GPS surveys and data capture, field data collection and further innovative data analytics, spatial analytics, disaggregated GIS modeling, deep learning and artificial intelligence.
Tata Trust believes in harnessing the power of technology for its social welfare initiatives. On this line, we are working with NIAS, an autonomous society that was established by Mr. J.R.D. Tata. Tata Trust is collaborating with NIAS on this transformative intervention for supporting Indian farmers by using advanced GIS technology, machine learning and artificial intelligence technologies. The Agri-GIS project aims to exploit the cumulative power of advanced GIS, machine learning and remote sensing for enabling Indian farmers in taking wise decisions to plan and manage their farm and thereby enhancing their livelihoods.
The farmers are not experts to manage the technology, so C-SAG takes the onus of building the knowledge assets, and farmers as a result get simple, easy to understand, digestible information that helps them to manage their farm activities better.
We are a country in which it's a fairly large country, 3.2 million square kilometers. It has got a geographic diversity, it has got cultural diversity, economic diversity and so on. So every piece of land has to be different, it will be different, and therefore you need to have a good system of mapping, quantification of various types of resources in that area, and then the suitability of those kind of a thing. We need a holistic look at the agriculture on an end-to-end basis, and every segment of the agriculture and every location has to apply those end-to-end concept depending on what the peculiarities of that region is. But we need an end-to-end where you start right from, say, locating the land, productivity, decision on producing, and then transportation or local processing, and then transportation, fixing prices, the question of bringing the multiple farmers together to improve the overall system. So there are many such things we need to address in totality. And this C-SAG happens to be one of that kind of a concept where you try to really pin down right at the village level what kind of inputs are critical for the agriculture and what type of inputs you need from to the farmer that you need to give. Here is a good interactive system that you are trying to establish. The farmers is part of your own requirement of deciding what to give them, and then ultimately also use the best of the practices.
The center is ably managed by Dr. Mukund K. Rao, Chief Executive, C-SAG, an eminent and nationally and internationally renowned expert in Earth observation, GIS and space technology to head the C-SAG. Dr. Rao has a PhD in remote sensing and GIS and has more than 35 years of experience in GIS, much of it from his involvement with ISRO and as CEO in key private sector agencies.
The idea of this center came up in a discussion that happened with Tata Trusts to sort of see how technology can really help grassroots society, specifically farmers. Tata Trust was interested to look at farmers and agricultural activities because they had a very big program in Odisha going on for farmers. So the Center for Spatial Analytics was brought in. The goal of C-SAG is not to make this into a commercial activity. We don't want to be involved in making a business activity of this or a commercial activity of this. Our job is twofold. One, develop all the technology and the interfaces that are required for bringing this sort of plot-based advisory using GIS and data analytics, develop the technology for that. Actually in India not much work has been done, and we are the first of the centers who are working on this sort of a technology. On the other hand, we want to also bring relevance to society. So we want to see how society can really benefit. If we can touch these 133,000 farmers and we can develop this knowledge, I think we would have really done what Tata Trust expected us to do when this project was initiated.
An APEC C-SAG advisory board with renowned experts provide the key monitoring and direction for C-SAG to emerge as a leading enterprise in GIS. The Agri-GIS application has initially been developed and rolled out in 3 districts of South Odisha with a clear objective of making a difference to the lives of farmers. Agri-GIS is a specialized GIS application that will enable decision-making for farmers, government agencies, support agencies, etc. vis-a-vis croplands and for the cropping sector, especially during pre, within and post-harvest stages. The Agri-GIS would be a model GIS application that would address decision needs of different stakeholders in Odisha: farmers, government officers and other groups. The larger challenge is to build a scalable model for implementation across the country subsequently.
I think C-SAG and Tata Sons should become one of the nodal agencies in the country to promote spatial analytics and GIS systems applications. This is a very laudable initiative, and I am sure that it will spread, of course, from the small locations in Odisha to the whole of the state itself, and many other states will also like to adopt it, emulate it and exploit it for the improvement of their own systems of agriculture, governance and many other activities.
The final aim is to be able to deploy a GIS-based farmers advisory in 532 villages of South Odisha, covering about 20,000 farmers and almost 80,000 cadasters. The advisory is targeted for 3 terms: pre-sowing advisory, in-crop season, end of crop season, and followed by an intense post-harvest analytics, comparative of past year's data and latest data. Spatial data is extremely important to society, governments and citizens. Through C-SAG, NIAS also opens a new avenue of knowledge and innovation activities by way of focusing to develop socially and societally relevant intellectual property and apps.
So I think you all might be appreciating the video which is made. Now I think going forward, as Dr. Mukund Rao has already spoke, the challenge is like last mile connectivity. The product is there now. Now it really needs to be given to the farmers and they should be benefited. And if we have that smile on the farmer's face, that's the motive, that would be the greatest achievement for this whole project as such. And I wish all the best to C-SAG and also the participants who have come here, and I think you had a great occasion, great 10-day experience over here. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Tata Trusts. You surprised us, I must say that. And thank you, Pavitra. Thank you, Madhusudan, for what you have shown. This was really good. Yeah, you put a challenge in front of us. I think we are humbled with that. We hope to bring the smile on the farmer's face. We still have not been able to do that. The smile is still on our face. Hopefully at the end of this year, it will transfer to the farmers' faces too. We'll work for that, and the team is ready for that. Thank you very much for this. I think now we'll come to the key activity which all the participants are waiting for, which is we're going to have the distribution of certificates. I'll request Mr. Ramadorai to come on the stage, and we can start the certificate distribution process. Each of the candidate can come over. 52 candidates. Each of you have to clap 52 times, and yeah, we'll go through this process systematically.
Alphabetical order. So I request them to come onto the ramp stage from this side and pass on this side. Aditya Kumar, Junior Data Analyst, Center for Special Analytics and Advanced GIS. Amit Mukherjee, Assistant Professor, National Institute of Advanced Studies. Amrita Anand, Assistant Systems Engineer, Tata Consulting Services. TCS. Amruta Murad, Senior Research Fellow, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. Anindita Das Gupta, PhD students, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore. IIIT-B. International. Oh yes. Arjun Sampath, Director, Survey of India. Aarti Bandgar, Scientist C, India Meteorological Department. Avinash Chauhan, Scientist SD, North Eastern Space Application Center, ISRO. Yes, sir. B.S. Hema Malini, Assistant Director of Town and Country Planning, Urban Mapping Cell, Karnataka Municipal Data Society, Government of Karnataka. Deeksha Agarwal, student, International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore. Gurudatta KN, Technical Director, Iron Geospatial Designs. Dr. H. Honnegoda, Special Secretary Technical, Karnataka Science and Technology Promotion Society, Government of Karnataka. Harish C., GS Data Scientist, Center for Spatial Analytics and Advanced GIS. Harshika Kishore, Senior Technical Assistant, Geological Survey of India. Jayavardhana Gubbi, Senior Scientist, Tata Consultancy Services. Jimmy Kumar Mahendra Kumar Patel, Assistant Geologist, Geological Survey of India. Lakshmi Sankaran, Associate Consultant, TCS. Lata C., GS Coordinator, Karnataka State Health and Family Welfare Department, Government of Karnataka. Madiwalappa Talwar, Junior Scientific Officer, Karnataka State Natural Disaster Management Center, Government of Karnataka. Mahesh Patakoti, Scientist SC, NRC, ISRO, National Remote Sensing Center. Nagarajan, Scientist and Head of GIS and Remote Sensing, MS Swaminathan Research Foundation. Nalini J., Scientific Engineer SF, National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO. Yes, sir. Nidhi Mishra, Senior Geologist, Geological Survey of India. Neele Nishant, Scientist SD, Northeastern Space Application Center, ISRO. P. Rambabu, Professor, D.V. Raju Institute of Technology. PVGS Jairam, Director, National Security Council, Government of India. Pavan Kumar, Associate Town and Country Planner, Town and Country Planning Organization, TCPO. Pavan Kumar Pandey, Deputy Surveyor General, Survey of India, Government of India. Prakash PS, Research Scholar, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. Priyanka Machia, student, Center for Environmental Planning and Technology, University. Punati Praveena, Image Analyst, Center for Special Analytics and Advanced GIS. Rahisha Tattoli, Research Scholar, International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore. SD Sanap, Scientist C, India Meteorological Department. Yes, Dinesh Kumar, Technical Assistant, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, National Geophysical Research Institute. Sagarika Rai, DST Women Scientist, Indian Institute of Science. Sai Krishna Chaitanya Satavali, Lead JS, Delta Technology and Management Services. Sarika Padakanti, Solution Analyst, ESRI. Srishti Suman, student, Central University of Jharkhand. Supriya Sharma, Scientific Engineer, Indian Institute of Remote Sensing. IIRS Dehradun. Swagat Patnaik, Senior Hydrologist, Statcraft. Statcraft. Swapan Kumar Manik, Scientist C, India Meteorological Department. Swapan, IMD. Swapnil Sunil Vyas, Assistant Professor, Savitribai Phule University. Savitribai Phule University. T. Santoshi, Scientist, National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO. Tara, IT Programmer, Karnataka State Health and Family Welfare Department. Health Department. Valmik Nikam, Associate Professor, Veer Mata Jijabai Technology Institute, Mumbai. Venkatesh Degala, Scientific Engineer, Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, ISRO. Vidya Rani, Joint Director of Town and Country Planning, Urban Mapping Cell, Karnataka Municipal Data Society, Government of Karnataka. Vijay Solanki, Researcher RS and GS, Watershed Organization Trust, Pune. Vimanyu Sharma, Solution Engineer, ESRA India. Vimanyu Sharma. Thank you very much. Color mic. Yeah, okay, you can use this. I don't mind, I'll use this. Yeah, I think, thank you very much, sir, for doing this honor to all the participants. And it's okay, no problem. So, once again, participants, all the very best to all of you. And I must say, well done. So, hope you will take back all the knowledge and good memories of your stay here. And you will have a nice time doing some spatial analytics projects in the activities that you are doing. So, thank you very much. But I thought that we'll have some feedback from few participants. So, any of you, three of you, if you want. Jairam, you want to just say quickly? I think Nidhi wanted to say something. And then afterwards, Dr. Honnegoda. Yeah, so three of you can just.
Dr. and Mrs. Subramaniam Ramadorai, Dr. and Mrs. Shailesh Nayak, Dr. and Mrs. V.S. Ramamurthy, Dr. Shivmohan, Mrs. Deepak, ladies and gentlemen, my dear colleagues, Tata Trust members, C-SAG and NIAS coordinate team members, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely honored and I feel privileged to be here representing esteemed participants whom you have seen. They represent central government, state government, NGOs, and prestigious universities and institutes. In fact, when I came here, when I saw participants, I felt one thing that this particular course had very special is, more than the speakers, they have spent a lot of time selecting the participants. I've been saying this, but if you see the kind of discussions that we went on during the classes, the kind of quality that these discussions engendered in the class, actually we learned a lot from the peers also. Thereafter, I want to actually thank each one of the coordinating member who quietly worked in the background to make a journey in the last 10 days very, very memorable. Ms. Shilpa, I'll request all of you to keep clapping as I take the numbers. Mr. Arun, Mr. Deepak, Mr. Girish, Ms. Praveena, Mr. Vilas, Mr. Rusha, Ms. Vinaya, Mr. Lalit, Mr. Harish, Mr. Aditya, Ms. Shruti, Mr. Roshan, Ms. Madhuri, Ms. Shushma, M. Siddharth, Mr. Siddharth, Mr. Bharat, Mr. Ram Prasad, and Mr. Nagaraj. So you all must have wondered how this journey is becoming so memorable and how it is going so well. So many people were working behind, and Dr. Mukund Rao with remote, he's been organizing all this. So thank you very much, sir, for making this very wonderful. And I want to tell about the content part. The most important part of this course is the content. If you notice, the entire content was so sequential and so curative, and nowhere in time you felt this should have been covered the first day or something like that. So that actually calls for a lot of effort, lot of deliberation, lot of planning. And you can imagine to conduct it over 2 weeks for such august participants, you can imagine what kind of efforts must have gone in. And I congratulate once again Dr. Mukund Rao and his team and wish you all the best and hope the second course will be even better experience. Thank you very much.
Respected dignitaries, S Ramadorai sir, Madam Ramadorai, Dr. Shailesh Nayak and Mrs. Dr. Mukund Rao and Mrs. Mukund Rao sir, Dr. Ramamurthy sir. I take this opportunity to express the heartfelt gratitude which all of the participants here feel. I am Nidhi Mishra. I am Senior Geologist and Faculty in Geological Survey of India Training Institute. So being a part of the faculty, I do understand and I appreciate the kind of appreciation my predecessor, Dr. Jairam, has spelled for all the participants of the C-SAG NIAS team who have made this possible. So I will just like to elaborate on two aspects. One is the technical aspect, in which we have taken that there have been content and topics from a plethora of activities which are organized in spatial analytics, deep learning, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and how it can be used for the societal benefit. We have expert talks, we have plenary sessions, we have class sessions, we have hands-on from experts, from the corporates, from the government sector, from the academia, from the professionals. And the trainees are also from the corporates, from the government organizations, state, central government and academia and students. So we have an entire ambit of trainees and an entire panel of faculties and experts from different fields, and this has really given us an insight. So content-wise, hands-on session, all this has been so, invigorating that you can just want to spread this knowledge. Being a part of the faculty, definitely it will not stay with me. It will be spread to hundreds and hundreds of the trainee participants which come to the training institute every year. Now coming on to the organizational aspect, I would like to say that right from the beginning of the workshop, we have had beautiful correspondences. Everything has been made clear to us. The entire program, the schedule has been told in advance. And during here the registration process, in the evening we are informed what is expected in tomorrow's session. And in the morning we have the session pinned up there on the board. So, these small things which have been taken care of, along with the field traverse, which was very, very well organized, and the drone survey which was shown to us, the food, the stay, the comfortable stay, even in the hotels, everything has been taken care of. Now, this is totally mesmerizing for me because being a faculty, I also don't take care of so many things. So, this was really invigorating. It's a great learning experience for me. So this was the organizational front, and on the learning aspect, it has been an impeccable, I don't have words, it's an impeccable journey. It's very enriching, and in terms of knowledge, in terms of experience, how it can be applied. And I was discussing with Dr. Mukund Rao sir today itself that it is really, I'm appalled to hear the kind of awesome and great service C-SAG and the NIAS is also helping them, and we have experts from IIIT Bangalore. They are doing such impeccable work. The kind of expertise available, it is an eye-opener to us. And the second aspect is the work they are doing in agri-advisory is completely awesome. I mean, there's nothing more than as expressed by Tata Trust to bring a smile on the face of the farmers, and accolades and great applause goes to the Tata Trust for funding such philanthropic activities. So I'm so thankful. It's an eye-opener, as I said, towards Tata Trust, towards C-SAG, towards NIAS and IIIT Bangalore, IISc, all of them, giving the expertise, giving the knowledge and bringing things together for us. This has really been mesmerizing. And only one suggestion, it's an awesome exploratory experience, and it must continue. Even the time, if possible, can be increased so that we have more sessions, more hands-on, and people benefit more. Thank you so much.
Distinguished guests, dear participants, invitees, organizers, good evening to all. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Mukund Rao and C-SAG team for wonderfully organizing this training program workshop, very well organized. In fact, the entire workshop was well planned, well structured. As soon as I got the circular, I felt like, I must attend this. In spite of my busy schedule, I saw to that actually I attended some of the wonderful talks in this workshop. In fact, this is the first workshop in India which has been organized on important topics, particularly in the advanced methodologies, advanced data processing. In fact, my center also organizes this kind of a program regularly for 3 days, for a week, but we never attempted this. Perhaps the lack of knowledge with us. And I'm sure the C-SAG, which took the bold initiative to organize this program. Coming to the content, it is extremely good, particularly the AI, artificial intelligence, data science, data learning, deep learning science, then machine learning, all that actually being applied to in terms of data, into the data sciences, but not to the spatial informatics. That's where actually this workshop has scored much better than any other workshops, because it is totally got into the spatial analytics, which was not done so far in this country. I must say in this country, because I have attended large number of programs. I myself conducted several programs. Perhaps this is the first experience which we have got it actually. This is number one. Number two, coming to the resource person, the best experts were selected. Not only from India, from abroad. You look at from the best institutions like IIT, IISc, IIIT-B, the Marriott centers. In fact, the talks were very, very meaningful, very challenging, very clear, and well understandable and enjoyable. There was the very nice thing about the speakers. Even the online talks were so good. So clarity was so good actually, as though they were speaking in front of us. That's the way. And there was a lot of good interaction. It was not only the teaching, even the interaction was very, very good. In that way, I think they have done a wonderful job. The fourth aspect is actually the hands-on training. Of course, I should not comment much because I myself was not there in the hands-on, but I learned from some of my colleagues that they have given a wonderful opportunity for the hands-on training. In fact, that's where actually the knowledge sharing happens actually, and overall it's an amazing, enjoyable. It was first of its kind. I must congratulate the C-SAG team led by Dr. K. Mukundrao. In fact, yeah. The youngsters particularly, I don't want to name each one of them because it's very difficult, but all of them equally shared their responsibility. And also the campus, the NIAS campus, a wonderful campus, wonderful academic conditions we got, environment we got. Thanks to Dr. Shailesh Nayak here. It's a beautiful workshop. I'm sure the knowledge will percolate to the last mile, because the geoinformatics is the one subject which can bring a lot of transparency, accountability, in the system. That's where actually this system, particularly in our country, should be taken to the last mile. I think this is the first step which Mukundrao has done actually. In fact, we all should ensure that this will be percolated across the government, across the research institutions, across the academic institutions, and across the people. With these few words, I would like to thank the organizer. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the participants for these nice words. It gives us encouragement, it gives us motivation, and it has already given us some idea for the next workshop. So thank you very much for that. And I just come to one small activity that I would like to do. And many who know me are aware that I involve everybody who is there into some part of the work. So I'm going to involve some of the very beautiful people who are there in this hall to be with us and to do some felicitation to some very eminent people that we want to do. So first I would like to request Mrs. Ramadorai to kindly come on the stage to do the honors for a very fine gentleman whom we all regard and sort of revere, and who has been a doyen in the field of information technology in the country. He's the one who started the revolution for TCS and which built up into billion-dollar enterprise. So I will request Mrs. Ramadorai to felicitate Mr. Ramadorai on this particular occasion by giving him a memento. Thank you, sir. That's all we wanted. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Mr. Ramadorai to Mrs. Ramadorai. This is the best memento Mr. Ramadorai can give you, ma'am. And so here it's to us. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, please. Maybe we should do that next time, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah. Now this. Yeah, okay, fine. Now I'll request one more very fine person who's there with us today. We have the grace of having Mrs. S Ramamurthy. I will request ma'am if you can come on the stage and give our regards and our respects through you to yet another fine gentleman who has years and years of experience with the government, with science and technology, a nuclear scientist by profession, and the former Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, Dr. V.S. Ramamurthy. He is the chairman of our advisory committee. So, Mrs. Ramamurthy, please felicitate Dr. Ramamurthy on our behalf. And we thank Dr. Ramamurthy for being with us and for involving himself in planning this program. Thanks a lot, sir. Yeah, and hold on, sir, you can't go. We would request Dr. Ramamurthy to give Mrs. Ramamurthy a bouquet of flowers. And he might have done this many, many years back, ma'am, but now he's doing it again for you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Now yet a third very fine personality is there with us here today. I know them very well for many, many years. I will request Mrs. Preeti Nayak, please come on the stage and give a memento on our behalf to Dr. Shailesh Nayak, who is the director of NIAS, but a very eminent scientist by himself. And you know, if anybody in India has changed the concept of advisories for social activity, it is Dr. Shailesh Nayak. So thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. And just hold on. Shailesh, you have to do the return favor to Mrs. Nayak. Huh? Oh, you do that every year. Okay. Every time. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for this particular thing. We also have some very fine gentlemen with us who exposed us to what Tata Trust is about. And I think we can't forget them. C-SAG is there because of Tata Trust and these beautiful gentlemen. So I'll request Pavitra Kumar, Madhusudan Rao and Sreeram. Please come on the stage. Madhusudan? Huh? Yeah, this is Yeah, I just want to mention Sreeram. You know, he is the original sort of visualizer of the C-SAG concept with Tata Trusts, and right from day one he has been with us. So I would like to really appreciate what he has done for Thank you. So that's nice. I still have small activities to do. I have not finished my activity. If I don't do to one person in this group who is there, I'll have a tough time. So I'll request Mrs. Malini Rao to please come on the stage. And if there are these 25 people of C-SAG who have borne the brunt of the chief executive, here is another lady who has borne the brunt of the same chief executive at home. So here is to her. And one more person I would like to sort of acknowledge here, Mrs. Deepak. I'll request you to come on the stage. And Mr. Deepak, will you please felicitate Mrs. Deepak on this occasion on behalf of all the people? Yeah, you should do that, yeah. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you. There's one more very fine person from International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore, with us today. And I must tell you that most of you have heard him speak. He's a great person. He's done so much work in spatial analytics. And his wife is there with us today. So I'll request Mrs. Uttam Kumar. Okay, so I think they are busy with their kid who is running around maybe. So we'll just wait. Yeah, she's coming. Okay, yeah. And Uttam Kumar is running behind her to get her here. So, yeah, okay. So that's nice. Yeah, slow. You can bring the kid also. Yeah, so Mrs. Uttam Kumar, please come on the stage. And Uttam, please, come on, come. Bring him also. Yeah, please. Uttam Kumar, one book. So Uttam, please felicitate your better half and also the kid. He's watching, he's looking for the flowers actually. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Uttam. Thank you very much. I just have one last action to do now, and I think we should quickly wind up. They say that when you do a good work, there are some people who are in the front and there are some people who are back behind. You will see me in the front, but it was not me who was actually doing all this. So I will request Mr. Ramadorai, if it's okay with you, please come on the stage, and I'll request Shilpa, who was the course coordinator, and Deepak, the head programs of our center, to be felicitated by Mr. Ramadorai as a representation for all the 25 people of C-SAG for a good job done. So both of you, please. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you much. Thank you, Shilpa, and thank you, Deepak, and thank you, C-SAG, all of you. Wish we could do this tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow also. That's all I have to say as of now. Thanks a lot for being with us, and thanks the beautiful people who have been behind, all the great personalities here. Thanks for being with all of us. It has been a pleasure. So thank you very much.
So I have the last activity, but not the least, but most difficult one, thanking everyone on this behalf. So I thank on behalf of C-SAG and IIIT-B, Dr. Ramadorai and Mrs. Ramadorai for taking their busy schedule and traveling from a long distance in Bangalore traffic and making in time. I thank Dr. V.S. Ramamurthy also, Emeritus Professor NIAS, for being with the journey of C-SAG from the beginning and guiding us. I thank Mr. and Mrs. Shailesh Nayak as well. So he has also guided us in many activities. Even whenever we have met, he has also visited us and he has given many tips how we have to do it. I thank them very much. I thank Mr. Pavitra Kumar, who traveled from Mumbai, and he had a busy schedule, but still he made a time to spend time with us and encourage us to do it. So I thank him very much. And I thank Sreeram, Advisor IT, as Chief Executive mentioned, he has been with us from the day one, and initially in conceptualizing also along with Dr. Mukund Rao sir. So I thank him very much. Mr. Madhusudan Rao, who joined us a little late, but he has been pushing us very much to do it. So I thank him very much for taking time and being with us whenever we have asked. And this is a tough time. I don't have any right word to thank our Chief Executive, Dr. Mukund Rao, who has been with us, who is pushing us, who is guiding us, who is being a strength us, and who is giving energy also, directly, indirectly, to do these things. So all of us are here today because of his immaculate planning and fine tuning us, doing everything. All of you have appreciated him. I thank Dr. Mukund Rao very much, and our special thanks to Mrs. Malini Rao, because she is the strength. I don't know, she is giving extra boost to him to train us very much. I thank her very much. So I have known them since 15 years. So they have been like that only, wonderful couple, and they have treat people with a lot of humility and all that. And finally, I have to thank the faculty who have been very energetic, and they have come in time, traveled across the distances from Mumbai, Delhi, Bombay, even video conferences they have done from US, UK and other places. So they have been fantastic here and been on time. And participants, so they have also been extremely energetic. Though we had the sessions from 9:30 to 6:30, they have shown a lot of interest. None of them wanted to go early and all that. They are asking questions and all. It's been a very good experience for us and also a good journey. I thank them very much, and I thank my colleagues. So without them, this would not have been possible. So I am standing here because of them as well. So I thank them very much for being with us and going through the rough time and soft time also. Coming days will be very good for us as well, because a lot of energy and encouragement we have got from here. So let me not be the person in between the next course of action. You have to unwind yourself here. So thank you very much. Let's join for the